I welcome you once again to another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online. As always, I thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Hopefully you find them informative, and when you make your book purchases, you seriously consider the book that I'm about to review for you. And it is a good one. It is The Maze by Nelson DeMille. It is published by Scribner, and it retails for $22.99. This is the first book actually I've read in the John Corey series. I didn't realize that there was an actual series. I get so many books that I guess I can't follow every single series, but this is book 8, and it has been well received. The very first book in the series was Plum Island, that introduced readers to John Corey, and actually I think it's been 6 or 7 years since the last book in the series, so I'm sure readers are very, very pleased to have John Corey back. He's a former NYPD homicide detective who left the job, and he's gone on to other lines of work. The most recent one in the past was working for the Federal Anti-Terrorism Task Force. And in the task force, the anti-terrorism, I guess he's made a lot of enemies. A lot of foreign countries are after him. There's a price on his head, including the Russians. They want to take him down. So John Corey is always looking over his shoulder. And so right now he's sort of semi-retired, or as he puts it, he is, and he's looking for work. Then out of the blue comes Detective Beth Penrose. She was a former lover of his, and the two had a very torrid relationship in the past. They broke up, of course, or for whatever reason. I didn't read the book that they did break up, but anyways, she's back in his life, and she wants him to work for a company called Security Solutions that does security work, and she thinks it would be a perfect fit there to give him something to do. So the owner of the company, Steve Landowski, is really excited that a former NYPD officer is coming to work for them. In fact, there are a lot of high-profile retired officers who are part of the security group. But Beth has another reason for wanting John Corey in the company. She thinks something clandestine is going on within the walls of that company. In fact, what the book is mainly about is there have been 9 murdered sex workers. And actually this book is based on the Gilgo Beach sex worker serial killer, and it has never been solved. So the book takes some of its storyline from a real life serial killer who is still on the loose. So in this book, John Corey looks within the organization and he sees some rather unusual things. Now Steve Landowski, who owns it, he's glad that John's there, but he also suspects something may be going on with him, that he's there for a reason other than to work in security detail. Now, as John Corey finds out, within the walls of this organization, there are a lot of interesting rooms. There's like a sex play room. It's almost like a bondage room. They have Thirsty Thursdays there. They have dancing girls, and it's an interesting thing. But John Corey gets the idea that there have been people who have gone in, sex workers, to work for pleasure and never made it out alive. So they have found the bodies of the women, but the question is, who killed them? Was it one serial killer, and who is behind it? So it's that sub-story that makes it all the more interesting. Of course, with John Corey narrates the whole book, and in it he's sort of has a lot of self-deprecating humor. Like he makes one comment out loud, and then the thought he thinks to himself something totally different. So he's an interesting character. He's multi-dimensional. He's just not, what you see is not what you get with him, because he's totally different. And he meets another girl, and he has sort of an affair with her, but she's not one of the good guys or good girls. And so it is interesting. The ending is an explosive, fiery, literally, conclusion, where you just don't know who is going to make it out of the book alive. So if you're looking for a book that's very different, The Maze is, well, to put it bluntly, an amazing work of fiction. So if you're looking for something different and you're a fan of John Corey or have never met John Corey in the series of books, grab this one because it's definitely one you want to add to your collection. So hopefully you will let me know whether you agree with my review or not. So until we meet again, stay safe, stay sane, stay social distancing, and do stay in touch. Bye for now, and thanks again.